aika huivit ylös nostaa. SJK! Ei me luovuteta koskaan. Ei koskaan. SJK! Jos et tajunnut tosta, niin se Seinäjoen jalkapallokerho. SJK! Ja muita joo, eikä tuu, se on meidän kerho.
Moi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Jules, and this is the Seinäjoki Supporters Podcast, bringing you news, reviews and interviews from SJK Seinäjoki.
But we're doing it in English for an international fan base. Now, Jules, I've said before that we want to include fans as well as players in the pod, and we've achieved that today. So who's joining us for this episode?
Well, I'm surprised they're here, Mark, because this might come as a surprise to regular listeners, but we do actually make notes about what we're going to say. And Mark had described Tuomas, who is joining us, as our old friend, which I think is very mean because he's much younger than at least me, but we have known him for many years. And so Tuomas will be joining us, and here he is. So welcome, Tuomas.
Thank you, and it's really nice to be here.
And I've been trying to get Tuomas to come on one or other of my podcasts for a while now, because when we stand at the game, sometimes he comes and joins us specifically in our places, Jules, and talks with me and Satu. And Satu says, "Do you know, I like watching the game with Tuomas because he explains things to me." But
I thought he was going to say he actually knows what he's talking about.
Well, there's a bit of that, yeah. But actually talks to her like she knows what she's talking about, and like it just brings her into the game. So I think it's good to have you here today. And the comment about our spaces, which came up in the last episode, and I thought it was quite nice at the Oulu home game. A couple of people made comments about that. Nice to see you in your spaces, guys.
I can now say to Luca, his space is next to me on the left.
Right, okay, so you know who that is now. You got his name this time.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
What about you, Tuomas? Where is your space? Where do you watch the game from?
Actually, normally it's like the club is like a right side or left side. Depends on games. I have different places, and different if I go with the kids. So of course it's different because I can be standing there, my original place. But I don't have like that, like you guys, like the base where you are. I don't have that kind of. But
you've got kind of a free role to go wherever you want. So the creative player.
Sometimes if I want to watch like any more like some specific players or specific things, what is going on, like the different teams, like the Hojikopos, I want to watch like how they build up and so on. So depends what is going on. So it's also for me.
And there you go, Jules. That's what I mean about watching the game and talking about the game differently. We just go there to bounce around and sing until our voices crack, and Tuomas goes there to watch the football.
Yeah. A novel concept.
Yeah, exactly. Tuomas, you are younger than us, but you're not younger than ASICO. So what's your history with the club? How long have you been watching?
Yeah, I moved in Seinäjoki like 2000, and I don't have that time in Finland. I have the like favorite team, or I just watching like overall football, what is going in Finland, and in the England I have one team.
Yeah, we're very sorry about that.
We're not
change now.
Yeah. And
Man United,
just above the relegation zone, aren't they?
Yeah. And then I go to watch some like games sometimes, like Törnävän Pallo TP Seinäjoki games, and I just wondering why there's like two teams in same like third highest league, and why they don't put like one team for that. And I didn't know that there's like there's a reason why that was that time. And when the Seinäjoki established like 2007, I think that is like it should be like that way. And that time I was always a referee, so I have like referee card, and I can go to game like free games for that card. But I think I want to support that club and bought the season tickets. So that's my story of that. So I starting buy every year the season tickets and go to watch the games.
Same for me. Same joining point as for me. So I think quite a lot of people have got the same history. Yeah. Some people were TP, some people were Sepsi before, but I think when we came together, then that's a good
where did you move from, Tuomas? I don't even know that.
I move in Tervajoki. It's like
Right.
between in Vaasa and Seinäjoki.
Oh, you could have gone to the dark side.
Yeah,
Good that you
that's right.
didn't.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
that was close.
It's a real
Yeah.
sliding doors moment. Do I
Yeah.
step left or do I step right? You made
Imagine
the
what it
right.
would be like to support a team where you never win anything. Ooh.
Yeah, basically
on.
like that.
Hold on. I've supported teams most of my life and never really won much.
Oh, you got promotion.
Promotion, Veikkausliiga, Sorman Cup, and
FA
then back
Cup?
in FA Cup back in
come
the
on.
UK. Yeah, no, I haven't forgotten it, Jules. I was getting there. Maybe one of the best days of my life. One of. I love my kids too. Shall we look at the first of the two recent games? IFK Mariehamn 1, AC Oulu 2.
Top of the league, looking down on creation.
Exactly. And this was another one with a massive road trip. We talked about it with Rasse Karjalainen in the previous episode, but the Kloppit were traveling down in like little groups, and it felt like it started about 3 days before the fixture. And in the WhatsApp community, there's a group for away travel, and that group was busy for a long time. And I
Most of
felt
the
like I made
pictures
the
did
journey
have
with
alcohol
them.
involved, though.
They did.
You notice there was. I asked Oscar on what day was it? Thursday. How many days was he drunk for? So
Yeah. Had he sobered up yet?
this was his answer.
But what about the game? How did you see it?
For Tuomas, yeah.
Actually, I expecting the game is gonna be like a really hard game, but like the first half, the Mariehamn was, I think, really weak. I think, and I think they was like really lucky that like last chance, that corner, and I don't know what the guys thinking. Okay, like test defense somehow this out and go to locker room or something like that, and they get lucky for that goals for that.
You're right. It was
They were
basically
very
their first
defensive,
attack
weren't
of the
they?
game. It was their first attack of the game on the 45th minute, really.
Yeah.
And so we should be defending that kind of resulting from a corner. It wasn't exactly from the corner, but the aftermath of it. Yeah. But yeah, I'd agree with you, Tuomas, what you were saying. They looked weak, and of the teams I've seen so far, they look the worst one, playing at home especially.
Yeah, and their manager said after the game something like, we know we have to be defensive, and he was pleased how they managed to hold us off, even though they lost 2-1. He saw something positive in that negativity, I suppose.
Yeah. The commentator was saying it's a perfect first half for them. They defended for 45 minutes and then grabbed a goal on their only attack, the smash and grab. But luckily, there was a second half.
Yes, so in the second half, we equalised in the 56th minute with Kasper Paananen, and it was a terrific strike. But actually, it was the whole goal. It started with Roope Paunio in our own 6-yard box. And I'm of an age where I still get a bit nervous about that. But these guys in our defence, they're comfortable on the ball. Even Roope is very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And it was played several passes between the defenders before it then broke down the left-hand side. And Babacar Fati played the ball into Kasper, who took one touch with his right foot and then sort of on the half volley drove it into the far side of the net past their keeper. And Stevie shared this. I'll try and put a link somewhere where the listener and viewer can see it. But he shared it on X, the goal from the very build up, and it was really quite something. I think that's like the essence of what he's trying to do with the team.
Mariehamn away is if we're having a good season and we get a draw in Mariehamn, then it's an okay, good result. But if we're going to have a very good season, then winning there is the kind of thing that we need to do. And so it proved in the 83rd minute, again down the left side, but this time it was Linus cross and Kasper with another strike, another left foot strike through a crowd. And I think there's been quite a few of these chances where he's taken a half chance. It's not a clear chance. He's not there by himself in front of the goal, but he's surrounded by people, and it's a kind of like a half chance, and it's gone through a crowd. And so there's this goal against Hoikos, similar goal, and against AC Oulu, which one was it? The first goal. Then so it's scored quite a few of those through crowds, half chances, like clinical goal scorer, poacher kind of goals.
Tuomas, what have you noticed so far this season about from the players that were in the first team squad last year that have continued this year? Have you noticed the development of any particular players?
Yeah, of course. I think it's really nice to see like everybody see like the Kask nowadays, because also last season it was really good, and last season I see he has like really developed himself like really massively way, and they are like also Arsalo. They have like been like under the radar long time, and now people see them, and it's really nice that guys they really people see them what they do. And for me, because the Kask is the player in the like midfield, but I really like that kind of players. I really love them because they are so important, but nobody don't recognize them when the game is on. But they do like really important jobs there.
Yeah, I think Valentin. We said this in the last game as well, and he's continued with that. And we'll talk about Markus Arsalo and also Kasper Paananen again a little bit later. But I think I was just listening to Stevie talking in one of the post-match like press conference things, and he was also talking about Lauri Laine as well, who started, and Stevie explained some of the reasons why it took him a while to break through into the team last year. But in pre-season, it was really noticeable that he was getting the ball, dribbling with it to the end, the byline, the goal line, and then pulling the ball back into the box and creating chances for us. And he came on as sub in the Mariehamn game, and then on Wednesday the 3-1 win against Oulu, he started the game, and you can sort of in place of Rasse, which is not controversial, but still a bit of a surprise. And then you think, actually, look, we've got real strength in depth this season.
Yes, we have, and also there's like all of Mastokangas who didn't give like a really good chance, and I really hope he can get the chance, because there's like Vargas is from this is my opinion, and I think Vargas you can start like that. So, but he have been like only 4 games, so probably he need more time. But still, against Haka, I really want to see the Mastokangas on the starting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I somehow felt like Konkala was going to be the one really pushing for a first team place from the beginning of the season, based on probably what Paul Riley told us back in January about him as a player. I haven't seen him play, and yet today we're recording this on Sunday the 27th, and Marius Konkala's starting for the academy team, which is okay, to get some football. But like you say, Master Kangas maybe to start challenging for that right wing position. I think Elenis Vargas is maybe taking his time to play his way into Veikkausliiga football. That's
now there has been criticism about him, but what I would say counter this criticism with just one bit. He got the assist for the goal against KTP.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
you take away that assist, and then we're drawing the first game 0-0. So not many contributions, but the biggest telling contribution that he has made has been very significant. And I think he was the last one into the squad. I think he needs time.
Yeah,
he needs time to know everybody and finish football and how it's played. And
Jules, at that SJK Oulu game, you had a positive problem making happy hour work for you.
Yeah.
And then you had a very positive experience with the sausages. Please tell your stories.
Yeah, well, even though I think my finish is quite good, then sometimes it lets me down. And when I was asking in the Carlsberg bar before the game about the happy hour, what beer was half price, then the barman misunderstood me, and rather than getting me 1 drinks, he got me 2. So it was the full price I paid, but I got double the amount. So, but if that's the kind
that still counts as half price, Jules. I don't
yeah,
know if
that's the kind of problem I can live with in my life, and I dealt with it pretty easily. I think that's not a thing. And yeah, the nice lady who's behind the goal, I asked her after the last game about vegetarian sausages if they had any, and she said yes, but we don't cook them unless you order them. But you know, she said give me a shout, and she put them on. So before the game this time, I asked for a couple of veggie sausages, and yeah, so it's my first ever. Wow, how long have I lived here? 27 years in any venue in Finland that I've been able to eat a sausage, which is the standard fast food or sports related food.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we've been whining about this to the club for years and years.
Well, you have. So it doesn't really bother me.
Well, I tell you why it bothers me, because when you go there and you're hungry. More than once I've seen you eat a hot dog bun with ketchup and mustard, and it's 2025, so it's about time you had some appalling sausage looking thing to eat like the rest of us have.
Wondered where you were going with the hungry line there. I thought you can't blame some of my shouting and ranting on the
it's no, not at all. And but it's good. So like for everyone should keep this in mind. I don't know if they have these veggie sausages at every outlet in the ground. Maybe you need to try them all, Jules, and see if all of them have got something
see how it goes.
to offer. Yeah.
And how about you? You had a different problem, Mark. With your...
Yeah, I wanted a cup of tea at half time, and we went down there and we got the cup, paid for it, got the Clopit discount, which was nice, and then went to they had like a thermos of boiling water, and it was empty, and we just took the whole 15 minutes of half time to get hot water and get a cup of tea brewed, and I don't know. I think we should say this stuff because I know people from the club listen. So, you know, you only have to sell drinks for an hour before the game and 15 minutes at half time. This stuff needs to be ready.
Yep.
Like you need to have enough hot water. You need to have enough food cooked. You need, maybe have the beers ready to go.
Poured.
Poured, because people just want to get their drink and take it.
Yep.
And similarly in the toilet sometimes, like before kickoff, the hand towel is run out already.
Oh,
small things like that. So, so that's but I got my cup of tea, and the weather was so cold that by the time I got halfway down the cup, it was cold anyway. But I'm not blaming anyone at the club for the weather. Let's move on past that.
Yeah, Tuomas, Tuomas, give your impressions of the AC Oulu game.
Yeah, actually, the game starting and the Oulu pressing like really high and really like powerful, and they have like really good chances to start. Luckily, they missed themselves them. So.
Like within the first minute.
Yeah, in the first minute. So I'm so lucky for us because they doing the like defense for us also. But I think what is the later on the game, I think it's turned for us like really powerful way. But I just wondering and watch the review many times for that tackle, because I think everybody waiting for the whistle for. I think the players they waiting for the whistle for that because it looks like that.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Then you should always play to the whistle.
Yeah. And
let's
for
talk
me,
about that tackle though. It's the 37th minute, and AC Oulu's Niklas Jokilainen. So he puts in the corner, and SJK get the ball, and Salami Yusuf is just outside the box, and Jokilainen goes straight through him from behind. Now, if we're being generous, because I've watched this on ultra slow, if we're being generous, we can say he got a little bit of the ball with his trailing leg after he had gone through Salim. So it's a yellow card all day long, and then Otto Kempäinen had a fantastic finish, and he didn't celebrate.
But it deflected, Jules, didn't it? So I
don't know. I had a look on it.
I had a look at it. Deflected up. The way it went up in the air, it was a really unnatural. If he can do that, then he should be playing for Man United or some other.
I had a look on the
Premier
camera
League
angle
team.
that I could see, and I'm not sure if it came off the defender or not. I'm not 100% convinced. What did you think, Tuomas? Have you seen it?
Yes, I have, but I didn't see that is the left example.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because but I didn't see it like review that because I want to see that tackle.
Yeah, that's
We got the same
that
problem
caught
as
him.
the
Yeah,
players. We were all watching the guy on the ground
yeah.
rather than the actual.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
I think I expecting that is that definitely like at least the whistle bar, also the yellow card or something like that because
yeah.
it's coming like the behind and so on, and it's didn't relate it to the game,
Yeah.
but the referee have take the line for the game.
Mm.
That was totally different. So I really expecting, and I was so surprising because he didn't do that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But we equalised quite soon afterwards with. Well, I think it has to go down to an own goal with an assist from Babacar Fati because he came from he's playing generally left back, but he was on the right wing, which is not so unusual in Stevie's team, and he got right to the byline again, hit the ball towards the goal, and the keeper kind of fumbled it just over the line and tried to pull it back. And well, we didn't know it had gone in, Jules, did we, at first?
No, it's only when the minute Kloppet went up and started cheering. It's like, oh, we've scored.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you watch the replay, actually, Mamadou Bojang is quite close, and he goes up, hands up to celebrate as well. So he knew it had gone
Yeah.
in. But it was nice, nice football that led up to that. And
Yeah, lovely chip by Casper into Fati running into the box. Yeah, or was already in the box. So Casper was on the edge of the box and chipped it over, and Casper was not Casper. Sorry, Fati was about level with the penalty spot, but then took it to the byline and then crossed it in for the keeper to finish.
And so it went in at half time. One.
I just want to say I'm robbed by that because there was a Facebook thing, or I can't remember what it was, where the competition was, but from SJK afterwards to name the first SJK goal scorer, and I think you would get tickets to a concert. And I had Fatty down because I thought that we were going to be pressing AC Oulu back the whole game, and it's going to be kind of edge of the box from a corner or something like that he'd finished it. But I could have had free tickets to see some really rubbish music.
It seems like you. It seems like the Eskelinen
saved me. Saved me.
But I think it was a lot better in the second half, and a lot more chances for us. And it took another 6 minutes into the second half before Casper got his fourth goal of the season, which was. Well, as you, I think you wrote, Jules, it is his easiest goal ever, and it was played across to him, parried by the goalkeeper into. He was like two yards from the goal line, and at the time I noticed he was already smiling as he stroked it home. But then when you watch the replay, he's got his arms up as well, like celebrating as he strokes it home.
I think that is like the goal of the year, the season for that because he's celebrating before he kicked the goal. So yeah definitely.
And then climbed up into the stand.
Greatest goals is the one last season where he swung his leg at it and it hit his standing leg and went in.
That was the Haka game, wasn't it? The Haka away. Yeah, he was a bit embarrassed to celebrate that one. This time he definitely celebrated by climbing up onto the front of the stand with the Kloppet there behind the goal. Yeah. We mentioned Rasse earlier. He came on the 60 minutes, and he seemed really pumped up to connect with the fans this time. Was really like encouraging everyone along throughout the rest of the game, I suppose. And then 64 minutes, Marcus Arsalo. Well, I guess he gets the goal this time, but he needed a little bit of help. A massive deflection off one of their defenders, and we were right behind it, and we could see it was slow. It was like curling slowly and spinning, but bounced and went into the net. And
Yep. Don't shoot, you don't score.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
and we could enjoy the rest of the match with a two goal cushion. So that's a really enjoyable thing. The first time this season that it's like we've had a 2 goal cushion and we can enjoy it. And I quite like this is the second game in a row where we've come from behind, and it's always good coming from behind. Gives you a bit more of an emotional roller coaster. It's with it's you're down and then you're up. And so, yeah, it's always good to have a happy ending. And I think it shows the team spirit and belief. And for many years, we've always sung like, me luova tätä koskaan. But now I really believe it again.
I think every episode, Jules, you sing something. Maybe we should make a feature of this.
That's why we don't have many listeners.
That song means we'll never give up, or we'll never stop supporting, or
And one of my bugbears for a few years is like, okay, you can complain about the referees if you want to, but I've always said that you've got to be better than the referee. So it shows that we've learned from this, and we beat and beat the poor refereeing decisions as well.
For those that are watching on the video, we'll have just seen Jules's daughter crawling into the room and behind him. And no, we should leave that on there because she was trying her very best to be out of the camera shot, but I could see the top of her head. That was funny.
It's about as close as you get to football.
Yeah. And anything else about the game from you, Tuomas, for this Oulu match?
No, I think there's like everything what I think about that game. And the beginning was hard, but end of that was really like you say, like you can just enjoy the game, and that's for a long time we can do that. So basically, I was relieved like that. Okay, we are like 2 up, so we just enjoy the game.
I said before that we'll come back to talk about the start of the season from Kasper and Markus Arsalo, and in the various Kloppit WhatsApp groups, a couple of articles have been shared. One was in the Ilta-Sanomat newspaper. That's a national paper, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
And that was talking about Kasper and the impact that he's had this year, the 4 goals and how he's... it's the things we've been saying anyway, moved into Puru Hannala's place, taken the number 10 shirt and really, really stepping up.
Did I hear somebody as well, was it on another podcast, saying that not only has he taken handlers, he might have taken Moreno's as well, and is doing both jobs. He's taken on the creative and the scoring part.
That's a good point, actually. Don't say it too loudly because he'll be asking for double the wages as well. Then we'll lose him. But there was another article in the local Ilkka Pohjalainen newspaper about Markus Arsalo as well, and some comments from him about the previous manager, Kini Gomez, about how he felt like he wasn't valued, and how he didn't feel like he was a good player, and that had come from the previous manager, which is
very common.
Well, maybe.
Sorry,
maybe.
I've heard this from we've heard this about 3 or 4 players. So, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I think most people know my feelings on the ex-manager.
Are you worried that Kinney might come back and want another chat with you, Jules? I think he's far away enough by now.
Yeah, if he was ever to manage us again, I'm not watching one game of. Anyway, Tuomas, what did you think about the articles?
Yeah, but I think the both articles was really nice, and it's really nice that saw that like also the Arsalo, he have made like really huge work for what he had at the moment, like really like grinding to the basic and go to like Veikkausliiga, or what do you say today? So basic like that, and build himself again. And nowadays it's really nice to see he get the credit for that,
and getting a personal trainer as well, isn't it? You mentioned that.
So but like you say, like last season we lose that many players, and now we see the like new stars this game. So it's really see like every season we get the new stars.
Yeah, or it's kind of for me. It's like because it takes 2 seasons. Like the Arsalo was playing last season, but he was starting off. He's not as good as he was this season, and you can see the improvement. So it kind of takes like and with Kasper as well. He was good last season, but this season so far he's been even better. So it's kind of like the one season to grow into it, and then the second season to shine.
Yeah, that's right. And I think one of the other players we saw fade and didn't manage to turn it around was Kingsley Afori, because he was really exciting for us, and then he kind of lost it and never made it back into our team. I don't know where Kingsley is now, sadly.
Yeah. Didn't he get transferred from a winger to right back?
Yeah, and then seemed to lose all of that wing ability as well.
Yeah. Which I've said before, like with the previous manager that we had, if we signed Haaland, then we'd be playing him at right back.
Yeah, in the press conference for the AC Oulu match, one of the journalists asked Stevie about Marcus Arsalo, and his response was literally like, well, he's amazing. I mean, just amazing. Amazing. And it was funny. It was like literally that. And then he had to think about what to say. And then he talked about some of the things that we just said. But yeah, there's a real bond there.
And another thing that you've said or you've shared with us that there was I think when Stevie was talking about coaching, he did describe Marcus Arsalo as the best passer of a ball he's ever worked with.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of respect there.
Last season, you see the Arsalo is like better and better, but I can't see it's gonna be like that good. So for me, it was like really surprising for what he do nowadays. So
yeah, I agree. The was it the ceiling? I didn't realize that the ceiling would be this high.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's even higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we lose him end of the season.
Yes.
That unfortunately is what we're doing at the moment, isn't it? We're loving these guys as they grow and become better and better, and then we have to watch them from afar when they move somewhere else. But
hopefully it is afar and not Helsinki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely they know our feelings about this. Surely. Yeah. All right, so upcoming fixtures, they're coming like thick and fast at the moment. We're recording this on Sunday 27th. There's a game tomorrow. On Monday 28th, so I need to edit and publish this really quickly. We're playing
so tomorrow.
Yeah, we're playing tomorrow.
Monday
we're
the 28th. Yep. Kick-off 7:00 p.m. Obviously, we've always had a bit of difficulty against Haka. I think recently. What do you reckon, Tuomas?
I think Haka can be dangerous, and I expecting also like a little bit hard game. But if we make an early goal, it's gonna be easier. But I expecting hard game. But okay, he have like couple good games, but still okay. If we're playing all level, we can win that game. I'm pretty sure about that.
As long as we get to chant like "Taxi for Andy." Then that's
yeah.
There's this nice pantomime villain thing going on there, isn't it? After last season, where what was he complaining about? Poor little Haka. No, nothing goes our way. And you think actually they've won the Finnish top flight many years. They used to be one of the bigger clubs in Finland. So not so little. Come on. And we'll come up against one of our players from last year, Eetu moved to Haka for this season. And one of you said that they've won 2 and lost 1 out of their first 3 games. So they're sitting in 5th place on 6 points. Whilst we are sitting at top with 12 points out of 4.
Sorry, can you just repeat that, please, Mark?
About them or us?
No, not about them.
We are sitting at the top of the table with 12 points from 4 games. We've scored 7 and conceded just 2.
A bit like our championship season. I mean, we're very miserly at the back.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And then the next game after that is away to KuPS on Friday the 2nd. So it's like Monday and then Friday. We kick off at 8:00. And first of all, KuPS is tough, Tuomas, right?
Yes, it is. It is. I think, it's like a really huge contender if the season like Ilves. So like HJK is nothing at the moment. So like I think KuPS, it's gonna be like really, really hard game. And if we come back there like even 1 point, I'm really happy about that. So
seconded, yeah.
Yeah, they're currently in third place, 10 points out of 4 games. They've had a draw among those, but 3 wins and a draw. They've also scored 7 and conceded 2. I think last season we played really well up there, but just didn't make many chances. And then I think they suckered us right at the end or in the second half anyway, and stole the points. So on a game by game basis, there's not too much, I think, between us, but we're going there full of confidence, and hopefully even more confidence if we can pick up all the points against Haka tomorrow.
Yeah. So I think for the expectations for the future are looking very good. Of course, we're going to say that after winning 4 games in a row. Okay, Tuomas, what do you think? How's the season going to go?
Before the season, I was kind of pessimistic about that because we lose like 3 important players. But at the moment, of course, you feel it like, okay, of course, we win everything or something like that. But I don't know. I'm still hoping we get like Europe places, so like top 3. It's like, I think it's the best what I expecting for the season. But of course, when like 4 games wins, you're expecting more. Like, hey, can we win the season, the whole thing? So, but game by game, not rushing because we have like it is many years. So
I think it's good not to get too carried away now. And we haven't yet started smashing the other teams. Like none of the games, even the games against the easier teams, we've had to work for those wins. Away to Mariehamn, home to Oulu. So it's not easy yet. So I'm determined not to get carried away. I'm just enjoying the fact that we're putting all these points in the bank now. And before the season, people were saying SJK could finish anywhere from 1st to 8th, and I think the more points we get now, that at least it'll be between 1st and 6th.
Yeah, a couple of things I'd like to say there. First is who we've played are teams that we expect to be in the bottom half when the split comes. So after we've played each other home and away, then the league splits into 2. So KuPS I expect in the bottom half. Mariehamn, AC Oulu, HJK. Okay, so HJK are going to get out of it and be in the top half. So we've played 3 teams that are going to be in the bottom half and 1 that's going to be in the top half. And now we've got to get as many of these points against the easier teams, because when the split comes, and hopefully we will be in the top half of that split, then we're playing against these better teams. So we've got to get the kind of easier points against the teams that will be in the bottom half when we have the opportunity to play them.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Jules. I'm just having a look also through the KuPS team. I mean, they're a strong team. They've lost a few this year, but they brought in some new players. And one that was interesting for me, and I didn't really see him play last year, but they signed from us Bob Niama, who he's 21 now. He was playing in our academy last year. Did you see him at all, Tuomas?
I didn't see him.
No.
So this was out of my radar. So
yeah, and it was, for me, it was interesting that they'd signed him from our academy team, but they must have seen something there. And they've got, actually, if you look at their defenders, he's from Ghana, and they've actually got 4 defenders from Ghana. So I don't know if they felt like this is a place where he can come and feel at home. But I know he's been playing as well. So it'd be interesting to see if he starts against us. Okay, we talked about the Clopit, or we always talk about the Clopit, but there's talk of arranging some travel up to KuPS. I think it'll be maybe a smaller group because there's been a couple of big journeys so far. If you guys manage to organise a minibus, good luck to
Yeah,
you.
they're looking for 10 people.
Yeah,
That's I think the level they want for a minibus. So if you're one or two, then you can be the difference that makes the trip happen or not.
yeah, that's a
So
good point.
get in contact with them if you're interested. And it's the Friday. It's a horrible time, 8 o'clock game time. So game's finishing about midnight. You're going to be home about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on, the game must be finishing at 10.
Sorry, 10. Okay, so 2 o'clock in the morning.
Otherwise, there's a lot of added time.
Yeah, so yep, my mistake. Yep. But still 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to get home.
It's a long one.
But the good thing is that it's it's the Friday after Vapor, so it's kind of like Thursday is a bank holiday. Friday, maybe a lot of people will be taking a day off work. So
that's true.
Yeah, so it's doable.
And it's also the TV game. That's why it's at 8 o'clock. It's the same as our home game against Hoyikor. So I guess there's a game at 6, and this is the 8 o'clock game. Right. And finally, to mention that the Clopit has some new merchandise available. Last year they were T-shirts with the Clopit logo on, and now this year they're selling hoodies, either with or without a zip. I probably will get one because I could do with a new hoodie. So this comes at quite a good time, and I think they're not expensive. I should have double checked this before giving them a shout out.
60 euros?
No,
like
35 euros for
really?
members. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want one with a zip, which I think I do, then 40 euros for members. So it's more for non-members. But you can buy the jersey and membership for 60. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
So this is all being shared in the Clopit WhatsApp groups. Maybe I'll post it in our particular WhatsApp group for the international supporters, and let's see. It's nice to have a little bit of merch, club merch and Clopit merch to go with it. So, but I think, Jules, that just about wraps it up for this episode.
I think so. So thanks very much to Tuomas for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you. This was really funny.
Good. Well, you were nervous at the beginning, Tuomas. How was it?
That's all right.
Yeah. It's just talking to talking to two English idiots about football. I mean, how bad can it be? So we'd like to get other fans on in the future, whether you're Finnish or international fan, you're welcome to come on. And we record this on Zoom. So if you're located overseas, but you're following the games, online, then, you can still come and join us. That'd be good. Remember, listener, to subscribe to the show wherever you're listening, and you can find the whole archive of our episodes on YouTube.
You can contact the Seinäjoki Supporters Podcast by email at seinäjokifootballpod@gmail.com, and you can find all the links on Linktree at http. No, I'm just joking, Mark. At Seinäjoki Football Pod.
We also have a WhatsApp group that we've talked about incessantly, where we continue the conversation between podcasts. You can find me, Jules, and Tuomas in there. It's open to any fan of ASICOR. So if you want to join, go to the Linktree and find a link to request to join, and I'll message you to make sure you're actually a fan, and then I'll let you in.
Yeah, so until the next episode, just see you at the stadium, which will be tomorrow or today, depending on how good Mark is with his editing. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
We'll see you online. So, goodbye.
Hey, Puff.